Hey guys, this is the start of 7.4. We are adding and subtracting rational expressions. So before I get into these problems, some things we need to remember is that when I add or subtract two fractions, I have to have common denominators. Okay, so just like if I'm adding fractions of regular numbers, not x's, I have to have a common denominator. Same thing when I throw x in the mix. Well, you remember that your common denominator, we usually want to find the least common multiple. Okay, least common multiple is the smallest number that both numbers go into. For instance, if I have two denominators, one is 3, the other is 4, well, the common denominator is 12, because 3 times 4 is 12. Okay? Yeah. So for 4 through 7, they're not asking for common multiples. We'll get to that in a second. But when I change a fraction, let's say I have 1/3 and 1/4, well, I want to change them to the denominators of 12. So for instance, for 1/3, I would have to multiply top and bottom by 4. So for number 8, notice that they had these two different denominators. And they said, oh, okay, our common denominator would be this denominator times this one, okay, which is fine. But they didn't multiply the top of the fractions as well. And we'll do some practice with this. Now maybe make a little bit more sense, but that's what they did wrong. 8, back over here. So least common is D for divisor, multiple denominator, however you want to put it. So it says of two rational functions is the sum of the denominators. Well, let's think about it. If I have 3 and 4, I multiply. Multiply is product. Sum means I would add. I don't add my denominators. So for number 13, that would be a never. Number 13 is a never. How about the least common denominator of two rational functions equal to one of the denominators? Well, let's think about that one. Let's say I had a denominator of 1/2, or sorry, a fraction of 1/2 and 1/4. Well, 1, 2, and 4 both go into 4. So in that case, one of the denominators was the least common denominator. So sometimes that happens. So for number 14, sometimes. Okay, and I'm going to, again, I'll go back and work some of these, but I'm going to tell you 15 through 18 are exactly the same as some of the problems that I did in 7.3. So you can go back and see that video with problems like those. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into these. I'm going to do problem number 1, 4, 6, 9, 11, and 12. Now I said that to add fractions, we have to have a common denominator. Well, if I'm adding or subtracting, and I have a common denominator, well, it's really easy. I just say, well, there's my denominator. I don't add my denominators together. My denominator stays the same. I add my numerator. 12 plus 3 is 15. And then I can simplify my answer if I can. Well, in this case, 15 divided by 5, well, that's 3 over x. And that would be my answer. For 6 and 4, I'm going to factor whenever possible. Well, I can't really factor 3x, but I can factor this one. What can I factor out of this? Well, I can factor a 6 out. But that doesn't really help me because I want to see if there's anything over here that's in common with this. So I'm going to factor a 3 out. If I factor a 3 out, that leaves me with 2x minus 6. Okay. Well, by doing that, I see, oh, they both have a 3 in common. So the least common multiple is going to be all the individual parts, but no repeats. So I don't need to repeat 3. They have 3 in common. So for instance, they have 3, so I'm going to put 3 down. This one has an x in it. I need to put that. Now maybe you should know, well, that has an x in it, but they're not in both, so I couldn't factor it out. It's not a multiple. And then, well, this is just 3 times this. So to include all the parts, I need the 3, which I have, and what's in the parentheses. 2x minus 6. So that would be the least common multiple of this. What that means is that this is the denominator, and this is the denominator. This is going to be my common denominator. Let's come over here to this one. X squared minus 9. That, hopefully, we recognize is a difference of squares. So x squared minus 9, that's x square root plus x minus, so 1 plus 1 is minus. The square root of 9 is 3. Well, now look, this one's x plus 3, that one's x plus 3. They both have x plus 3 in common. So this one, x plus 3 is actually a part of the original. So this is my common multiple because it includes the x plus 3, which means I really could have circled that, x squared minus 9, because they're the same thing. So that's my least common multiple. Okay? Goes back to what we talked about earlier, where sometimes one of the denominators is the common denominator. All right, move on down to number 9. Okay, here I'm subtracting, my denominators are not the same. Okay, well, let's see, what common denominator do we need? I have a 2 and a 3. The lowest thing that 2 and 3 both go into is 6. So my new denominator needs to have a 6 in it. X squared and x, well, x and x squared both go into x squared, the lowest exponent. So I need x squared. That's going to be my new denominator. So I want to change these fractions to that denominator. Well, what do I need to do? I need to multiply this fraction top and bottom by 3. Use 3. I need to multiply this one by 2 and then another x. So 2x, 2x. Right? 7 times 3 is 21. 4 times 2x is 8x. Now, common denominator, I can subtract. 21 minus 8x over 6x squared. I couldn't combine those two terms because one had an x and one didn't. So I'm just going to leave it like that. All right, number 11. Can't factor either of those two. They don't have anything in common. They both have x, but because they're not multiplied together, I can't use that as a common multiple because these are just two different terms. So for this one, I'm just going to multiply by the opposite side. So my common denominator is actually going to be x minus 4 times x minus 3. Okay, that's going to be my new denominator. Okay, so to do that, I need to multiply this one, top and bottom, by x minus 3. I need to multiply this one, top and bottom, by x minus 4. And then I'm going to distribute. Well, 6 times x is 6x. 6 times minus 3, negative 18. I'm going to put that in parentheses. I'm putting it all in one fraction right now, which is fine. But I need to be careful because it's subtractions or minus, and then another parentheses for all of this. 5x times x, 5x squared, 5x times negative 4, negative 20x. Okay? That negative and that parentheses were important because now I'm going to distribute that negative. And as I distribute it, well, let's distribute it right here, there, and there. So that's going to become positive, and that's going to become negative, and that's going to become positive when I distribute my negative. So now I'm just going to list my terms out and combine any terms that I can. Well, I have x squared, so negative 5x squared. I have a 6x and a 20x, so I combine those and plus 26x. And then minus 18 all over this right here, which I'm not even going to multiply. I'm going to leave it just like that. All right, last one we're going to do, number 12. Number 12, I do need to factor this and see if I have any common factors. So let's see what I got. X, 18. 18 is 2 times 9. And since I'm pretty sure that's one of my factors, I'm going to go ahead and say that's going to be x plus 9. And the only way that multiplies to make negative 18 is 1's positive, 1's negative. Negative 2, positive 9 does make positive 7. So see, they have the x plus 9 common. So my common denominator is just going to be this. Okay. Well, since this is known to be my common denominator, I don't have to change this one at all. So that 14 is just going to stay 14 plus. Well, I do need to change this one because I have the x plus 9, but I'm missing the x minus 2. So I need to multiply top and bottom x minus 2. Parentheses, distribute. 6 times x is 6x minus 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. What does that leave me with? Well, I'm going to denominator and change leave x minus 2, x plus 9. Sorry, let's start with the highest power. 6x, 14 plus negative 12 is 2. And that is 7.